I think about, when me and Chris would be talking and he would just be crying so much that, I wonder why he couldn't control his crying. Does that go with the concussions? Does that go with his brain? Eddie and Chris took a lot of chair shots. And these chair shots from years ago were hard and they were mean.
In the 90s, we used to take chair shots to the head. That was a badge of honor. And what I mean by that is someone would swing a steel chair at your head. And I literally remember you would grit your teeth and you'd tense yourself and tense your neck and just take it. They hit you on the head with it and you just take it. That was what you did. That was expected. If you had a concussion in wrestling, you just shake it off. Shake it off, go in there and do it. And all of us did it.
I wrestled for 20 plus years. It makes me wonder, how much CTE do I have? How much CTE do these other wrestlers have? Because we all got it to some extent, Is this gonna be my end?
One of the most incredible things to me is you have Harley Race invents the flying headbutt and tells everyone after, don't do this move, it fucks your spine up horribly, it ruins your ability to have an old age. Dynamite Kid hears that from Harley Race, does it his whole career, ends up in a wheelchair. Dynamite Kid tells Chris Benoit does it his whole career, and then loses his mind. I mean, there is a clear history of people repeating the most self-destructive story imaginable over and over again.
I think the Benoit tragedy led to some institutional changes. The awareness of what CTE is was never before even a conversation point. Now it is. And finally, unprotected chair shots and subsequent concussions are now being addressed because the one thing we've got to do is protect the athlete.
I think when you look at what Chris Benoit did as a symptom of some sort of medical problem, whether it's drug use or brain damage, I think that misses the point. Ultimately, this thing that is the core reason this happened was Chris Benoit made a decision when he was a very young person to do absolutely whatever it took to succeed at his childhood dream of becoming a pro wrestling star. No matter what happened that weekend, Chris Benoit's story was going to have a tragic end.
I think his fate was sealed the day that Eddie died, whether he knew it or not. I don't think anybody could save him after that. Not his kids, not his family, not his other friends. I just think that was the one guy that he said, I can't do it if Eddie's not with me. Whatever it was that he was going through, I think he just continued to shrink his whole world until all that was left was just whatever was in his head that caused him to snap. And he snapped.
It's not one thing. I think that it's a factor of alcohol and drugs and yes, possibly CTE and stress and grief. And all of those things rolled together put him on a path that weekend that he couldn't get off.
Chris was always gonna be my friend and my brother. I just know that there was something going on with him that wasn't him. And it's something that, I'm still very much torn with because you love Chris. You just hate what he did.
The act of what he did is unthinkable, unforgivable. But it's still hard for me to separate a friendship that I had with him, matches that I had with him, moments, times, car rides. I think I can always look at Chris as one of the best performers our business has ever seen. Just gotta leave it at that.
I get a question all the time, does Chris Benoit deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? And I'd say absolutely not. No. The issue is that if Chris were here, we could talk to him, he would say, putting me in the Hall of Fame is going to be one of the great distractions of the entire event. So all it's going to do is bring up Nancy and Daniel and Chris in their last 24 hours. So therefore I say, Chris Benoit does not belong in the WWE Hall of Fame, now or ever.
You have two guys that were the same basically their whole life and had the same reputation of being just immaculate professionals, immaculate human beings, the nicest guys, and they both die very young, and one's legacy is acclaimed and one's is buried to that you almost can't say his name. If you would have told Chris, when you die, your name and your body of work is going to be erased from existence forever. It would have broke his heart. Because I think if nothing else, I remember he told me once, like, listen, the critics are the critics, but if you have the respect of your peers, then nothing else matters. So to find out that he would have lost the respect, not only of his peers, his friends, his family, I don't think he ever wanted that. It almost took down the whole business. What Chris did almost, and that's another thing, what Chris did almost destroyed the only thing that he ever loved, from a professional standpoint. The only thing he ever loved, pro wrestling, Chris Benoit almost destroyed it. That would have torn him apart as well. So it leads us around to, like, why did he do it? And I don't think anyone's ever going to be able to answer that question.
You know, people would look at me different now because of what he did. People talking shit behind my back, looking at me different, getting bullied. Screw it. I'm defending my family and what I believe in. You know, he loved them. That definitely was not him. He's still my hero. I think about him all the time. I want them to recognize Nancy, though. She definitely deserves the recognition that she doesn't get.
That's the unfortunate and the sad part about the story, is that she needs to be remembered for a strong woman pioneering in this business and her talent, and focus on that instead of what happened to her.
She's a Hall of Famer all across the board, in my opinion. She was a pioneer and one of the best at a role that doesn't exist anymore. As a pro wrestling manager, she created the role, she perfected the role, and then when she stopped doing it, the role basically disappeared. I would like nothing better than to see Nancy Benoit. Once again, you can't even say that name, right? Woman. I would like nothing better than to see woman be put into the WWE Hall of Fame.
She was a great mom. She was a beautiful friend, and Nancy will always be the superstar that she was meant to be in my mind.
Can I blow a kiss?
What do you remember the most about Nancy?
I remember everything about her. I remember how her hair smells. She used to tuck me in with both hands real hard, like under both sides of the blanket to tuck me in, almost like she was putting a lock on me to keep me safe. And to this day, when I get sad or upset or stressed out, I will tuck myself in on the sides so that I feel more secure.
What do you remember the most about Daniel?
Everything. I closed my eyes and I could see him doing everything. He was our whole lives, all of us. He was very, 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 very loved by our family, by his siblings. He and his brother were just thick as thieves.
Did you go on to have any relationship with the Benoit family afterward?
I tried. Unsuccessfully. I was told, I won't say by who, that the children didn't want anything to do with us. And apparently the children were told that we didn't want anything to do with them because of what their dad did, which was absolutely not the truth.
My last trip with my family was for WrestleMania 23 in Detroit. And then after the match, we flew back to Atlanta, me, Nancy, and Daniel. My dad went to Mexico for a tour. And then me, Nancy, and Daniel were just hanging around the house, taking pictures, you know, out by the trees with the dogs. And then, you know,
Sorry about that. It's all good. Just let it out. That's what this is all about, bud. It's all shit. David is absolutely a victim. He's a great kid. that was just dealt a bad hand. And it's just not fair. It's not right. He didn't do anything wrong. He's an innocent bystander in all of this.
It's good for us. It's good for us.
I felt that because Chris killed his family, that the family he left behind was automatically blackballed from the world. Like they're gonna be blamed for what Chris did. To me, those two needed to be reconnected because talking with David and meeting Sandra and knowing she was having the same issues and pain and hurt that David had, and nobody will ever really understand what they went through with the exception of each other. So I thought if I could connect them, and if they had a chance to talk, that maybe they could move on and still realize that they have family in each other.
Chris Jericho, wrestling angel come to life. He gave my number to my nephew and gave my nephew's number to me. We hadn't talked since before everything happened.
So 13 years the last time we saw each other. It's been a very long time. She finally called me. I answered. We talked on the phone for probably a good 2 hours. And now going to watch wrestling because I still love it. It's in my blood. Feels like we never were apart. Felt like we just reconnected. Left off where we started. Nothing has changed. She's still my Auntie Zaja.
Chris lives on in David every day, and Nancy lives on in Sandra every day. And I think they were both lost when Chris and Nancy died. So hopefully this will help them get found.
We feel better.
Yeah,
The weight's been lifted off.
Because you guys have the same perspective, and it's
I think
important for you
more
guys
than anyone
to
else,
stick
yeah.
together on this, right? Because like we can be friends and be supportive, but it's not the same. It's for you guys.
No, it's not the same. It's family.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
I've never been more grateful and happy to see someone that I love as I was when I saw my nephew.
Do you think you will ever be able to or want to give forgiveness towards Chris?
Yes, I think I do someday want to be able to forgive him. I do. Because carrying around the burden of hate gets exhausting. Everyone deserves forgiveness. And everyone deserves mercy. So I think that within time, there will be a day when I get on my knees and I finally say it, that I forgive him. You never know, it might be tomorrow, but I do know it's not today.